Mach 1. Vehicle is supersonic. Engine back up to full throttle.
Supersonic. We have passed through max Q. Maximum dynamic pressure. That's when the vehicle, the stresses between the atmosphere and the speed are at their maximum. So to punch through that is so important. You see the BE3 engines is firing beautifully. You see the stream of steam behind it. Those ladies right now are having an incredible view on their way to space.
Oh, I want to go to space. I want to go to space so bad. Let me tell you, if I had the opportunity, I'd be on the ship. Now, what about you? Do you want to go to space? Our next guest has done it and a whole lot more. Aisha Bowe joins us in studio. It was last year, April of 2025, where she flew aboard the Blue Origin N-31 rocket. That's the audio you heard as we came back. She's a former NASA rocket scientist, and she's sharing her story around the globe, hoping to inspire others and remind us that the word impossible is only a suggestion. Aisha Bowe, welcome to our studios.
It's good to be here.
You've been in Montreal for the last few days.
I have.
How's it been?
Oh, it's been incredible.
Tell me about the impossible stuff. Why do you focus on that? Why do you focus on how impossible? Get that word out of the vocabulary because you can actually get whatever you want done.
I mean, most of the things that I've accomplished in my life were things that people told me I could not do. And in fact, just for emphasis, they laughed in my face.
Really?
And I think far too often we place limitations on people, whether they're children or they're adults, and we just shouldn't do that.
And you've been going, speaking of children, right? Like I've seen the videos of you talking to children, either it's one-on-one or in an assembly at a school. And it seems like, there's a way to change that. There's a way to tell children dream all the way to the stars. So tell me about why that's been such a focus for you.
I like to think of myself as like a Pixar movie, right? So like I've got the story for the kids and then I've got some messaging for the adults. But I really feel as though we're all sort of like computers that need to push an upgrade. We need to be active. We need to do it often. And when you really look at the psychology around doubt, on any given day, a person has about 6,000 thoughts and they're mostly automatic and negative. And if you believe this doubt, oftentimes it keeps you from unlocking your potential and also can cause you to keep other people from theirs.
You said automatic and negative.
Automatic negative thoughts.
If it's automatic, it's really tough to stop if it's automatic. And I know exactly what you meant, what you mean by that, right? Because just boom, it's in your head right away.
Yes, but that's why it's important to bring awareness to it. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's really like if I had listened to pretty much what anyone had said, I would not have gone to university. I would not have studied aerospace. I would not have founded not one company, but two companies and raised a couple $1 million and gone to space. Like, do you know what it's like to be at a family barbecue for literally 3 years and you're telling them that you're going to space? They're like, yeah, how's that going?
But now, like, isn't it funny, right? Because now it's like, imagine at a party, you are the life of the party and you've got, you're passing around a business card and it's like, wow, you did what? So let's talk a little bit about that because now, you're much further in your path, your journey where, like I said, you've got those calling cards. That's all behind you. So how does that feel now that, you've done it?
I mean, I still feel like there's so much more to do. Like I kind of feel like going to space last year was sort of like the amuse-bouche, shall we say, right? It's like the appetizer before the main meal. Yeah. It is a point on the resume where I was able to demonstrate that you can fund a seat and go to space and conduct science and like, yay, and all that's great. But I want to go back. I mean, did you see Artemis?
We were all watching. And we had a Canadian on board, so we really were all watching, right? Because that's another way of dreaming, yeah.
So when I was in Winnipeg, where we started the tour, we were actually able to get Jeremy Hansen in the shot. I was like, go get his cardboard cutout and get him in here. I'm excited about it, and it's like, okay, I started there, but I still have another mission to accomplish. I most desperately want to go back. Now, if the moon people will have me, you can take me. I also will accept orbital, but it's all about consistently building and growing.
What do you say to someone that says, "Are you crazy?" Like most people, like go to space, and they just think of danger and that kind of stuff. What do you think's different about you? Where you say, no, get me on the next flight. I'll take a seat. And and as you mentioned, you funded your own seat, right, to get to space. Why do you think you're that way? That you want that kind of thing that a lot of people would run for the hills from? I
mean, outside of the fact that it's outrageously fun, everything I've wanted has been on the other side of risk or doubt. which is why I just don't believe in it anymore. I mean, jump out of the plane, fly the jet, go to space, go do that thing. You are not going to regret it.
How was going to space? I can't imagine. So why don't you try and put our listeners through your words into space?
It is the most incredible experience because when you see Earth from that perspective, there's no boundaries, there's no borders, there's just beauty. And you wonder why you care so much about the small things. A lot of things that happen on the day-to-day don't matter. And there's more that connects us than divides us. And so you come back and you fall back to earth, and all of a sudden somebody puts a microphone in your face and they tell you to say something smart. And you're just kind of like, whoa, like this experiment called life is really cool.
Yeah.
And our planet is not plan B, it is plan A. And so we must protect it. But more importantly, I mean, watching the Artemis mission, watching the teamwork, watching the world watch them represent the best of humanity is really what it's about. And all the technologies in space are not abstract. They actually contribute to things that make life better here. And we want that.
I didn't even ask you about your years at NASA. 6 years? 6 years at NASA? A long time at NASA. How was that?
It was the most amazing thing. I mean, just imagine being like a kid in a candy store. Like you go to work and it's like you got astronauts and T-38s on the tarmac. You got the world's largest wind tunnel. You got vertical motion simulators. I mean, my supervisor once gave me a gift for doing a great job, and it was flying the space shuttle and landing it around the world. I still have the DVD.
You flew the space shuttle?
Well, I flew the 6 Degree of Freedom vertical motion simulator that approximates the shuttle landing. Listen, I'm great for our conversation, right? You want to hear about some fun things? Get at me.
Well, like I said, you're the life of the party, especially with a resume like you have here. Let me ask you about, do you already have stories now of impacting, a young girl that comes up to you at one of these events that you do and then says, are you already seeing it?
Listen, I'm going to do you one better. Yeah. I was like, have you seen interviews of me online? Did you bait me into this question? Because I got you. I met a young girl at 13. Her name's Claire. And she was at a Hiller Aviation Day Museum. And I was doing my NASA thing. I had astronaut ice cream. I was ready talking about space and science. And she said to me that she wanted to be an aerospace engineer. So I get this super cute email. It's like Puggy Dog 9. And I'm like, I'm going to read this email first. This does not sound like it comes from my colleagues. I read her email and she's like, can I go to work with you? I was like, yes. From that first trip at 13, she finished a NASA internship at 16. She became an aerospace engineer. She studied at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, the same school that produced Victor Glover from Artemis.
Wow.
And then she helped build the rocket engine that I flew onto space. So yes, I see the impact every single day.
It's just incredible. We're going back to space, seems in a big way. Like NASA seems to, finally have it, on space travel, get to the moon and beyond. What do you feel about that? About the current vision for the U.S. in space?
Well, let me try not to wiggle. I'm excited. We are going back in 2028. Not in a decade, not in 2 decades, 2028. And we can do it. I mean, we just took people, we slung them around the moon. We went the furthest and the fastest, and we brought them back at 20 miles an hour. We can do it. And I think the question is, are we doing it together? And there's a proverb that I love. It's like, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I know our good friends here at the U.S. Consul General in Montreal. They've been taking you around over the last few days in Montreal. And I just need to ask you, you're in our city here. What do you think of our fair city?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. And it's also like my 8th grade dream. Yes.
Why?
Je me étudiais la langue au lycée. And they brought us to the Cabana Sucre. We had the best time. And so I have been waiting for this moment, right? I cannot wait to have all the maple things. They made me maple tarts, guys. I love it. I need maple cookies. I need a maple gift bag. And I hear that I'm going to have smoked meat today.
Okay. So yes, and you're going to a good spot. You're going to Reuben's for some smoked meat. So put that on check that box off. And then you have to make your way, whether it's tonight or it's, you can go at 3:00 in the morning. Some of these places are 24 hours. You got to go to St. Viator or Fairmount and get yourself some real deal Montreal bagels before you go. And right?
Bet.
You get home on a rocket ship or a regular plane? How do you travel normally?
Listen, regular plane. And kind of the joke is, after we took that ride, I was like, I need to be low and slow to the ground. So it was like trains and automobiles for me for a little bit. I feel like if you fall 62 kilometers back, you need a break.
Yeah, you do need at least a little bit of a break. Aisha Bowe, thank you so much for coming in today and speaking to our listeners. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is a former NASA rocket scientist, someone who went to space, Aisha Bowe.
iHeartRadio is throwing it back.
2010s, the decade.
To the days of huge hits and unforgettable anthems. A non-stop stream of the biggest and best.
Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy, Gaga, The Weeknd,
and more. All your decade-defining favorites, all in one place.
Hi, it's Katy Perry.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
This is Kesha.
Find 2010's The Decade on the free iHeartRadio app. Preset the station so it's always one tap away.